Yo, what's going on out there? I'm back with another volume, another episode of Welcome to the Franchise. This is volume 27, episode 27 of Welcome to the Franchise here. Coming back with another one just to talk about the aftermath of all this NBA trade deadline shit. I want to get into this and, wrap this up also before I get into some more takes and some more videos about, of course, the Super Bowl, the big game of the weekend. So definitely want to tap into that heavy right after this. It's the last game of the NFL season, man. It's already sad for me. I'm definitely going to miss football like crazy, but it ain't going to be that bad because, we still got to tap into some NFL draft shit as well. NBA is looking a little bit more exciting, especially with all this NBA trade deadline shit that just passed this week. And we know what that is. They got to get their eyes back on the NBA, especially now that the NFL is officially winding down and everything. And they got to get fans excited about watching something and see how the rest of the shit plays out. So with that being said, I'm going to tap right into it here for this volume here, volume 27. And I'm going to start off again, with of course, the big thing that everyone can't believe still is the Lakers trade and everything like that. I'm gonna start off by saying this as basically like the part three of this whole aftermath of the Luka trade with the Lakers and Mavs trade. Still hearing a lot of people saying that the Mavs are probably more built with this trade to win right now, or at least have a chance to win a championship or compete for a championship this year, this season, over the Lakers. I did say before that how I thought that was crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm thinking about it or seeing something wrong, but I'm going to turn it to this right now. We all see in the last 3-4 games, maybe longer than that, how the fuck this nigga LeBron is playing. And he just dropped a 40-point triple-double, 17 boards the other night. Going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Hitting 3 threes in a row, hitting shit from the logo. Not like he wasn't doing that before, but he's capable of it. But he's going crazy now. Like I said, it looks like he's newly motivated. He got new energy out here, and he going crazy. He on some shit right now. He like, yo, this is probably the best chance within my final years of being in the league to get this championship. Of course, he knows that he himself and the way he plays, he always got a good chance to get into the championship game and win one because he the best player in the league. He the GOAT of this era, right? But now with Luka here and then these other trades they made and shit, how could they not be the team, to be favored to come out of the West? I get it. The Mavs also got some veterans on there too. Got some ballers with AD, KYRIE. You got Klay Thompson who going, if he wants to pop out and hit his shots, who knows how that's going to go down in the playoffs this year with the Mavs with a new team. They also got some good role players, some guys that could contribute. You got Daniel Gafford, Blake Lively's going to come back healthy around the playoffs, I think. That should be around that time. So, yeah, there ain't nobody to fuck with either like that to just, think that, you can sleep on. But I think it's the Lakers, even with OKC and how on fire they've been, you know what I mean? Fucking Shy Glizzy, SGA dropping 50 burgers, in a 40-point game every other night. He's going crazy, and his bench going crazy. J-Dub going crazy. And then Chet is coming back also. You also got Hardenstein. He's still doing this thing from the Knicks now on OKC. He ain't missing a beat. You got all these other players for OKC going crazy, doing work in their emotions. So that's the Lakers' probably biggest threat, and I'll even take them over the Nuggets right now. The Nuggets didn't make any moves during the trade deadline, which I could say is still a good thing, but maybe if they would have, done something, it could have helped them out a little bit more. But I see the Nuggets and the Lakers is very evenly matched, but I give a little bit more of the edge right now to the Lakers because of how LeBron is playing right now, and then Luka's going to come on the floor next. You got Dorian Finney-Smith hitting threes. You got Austin Reeves playing his game and everything. Now you got a little bit more of a bench. Jared Vanderbilt is back. He's going to be kind of a dirty work kind of dude, playing some defense, just staying active, making plays on offense, also getting rebounds, crashing boards. He hit a 3 the other night, I believe. He's one of those guys that you got to have on your bench and stay active. And then I see that they made this trade here for a dude named Mark Williams from Charlotte. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I said before, I haven't really caught that many Charlotte Hornet games. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there haven't either, unless you're really searching for those games on the streams. And LaMelo's, we know that LaMelo's actually playing, which we see, hence the reason why he's not a starter for the All-Star game, or even in the All-Star game. He missed too many games. But I don't know too much about this dude, Mark Williams. What I'm hearing from his stats and how he plays, I'm hearing it's all good things. Should mesh really well as a big man to play with LeBron and Luka. Let's see if he stays healthy, because they did say he has some type of back issue or something like that. But once again, like I said, I don't know how you can't say out of the West the Lakers can come out and have a chance to get in the championship game and compete in the championship game. I don't know how. They got the veteran leadership. They got the best player in the league. They got the second best player in the league. They got role players that are going to turn up and know they role once the playoffs start, and really start playing a little bit more defense and everything. And I get it. A lot of people keep saying now, defense wins champions. Defense wins championships. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Playing good defense in the NBA, it does count, especially in the postseason. But this is not the fucking NFL here. You know what I'm saying? This is the NBA. The name of the game is score more points than the other fucking team. And if you play 82 games, you're going to play some of these teams, especially if you're in the same coast or same subdivision, everything like that. You're probably going to be playing a team and the players that you played many times throughout the regular season. They're going to score, yo. You know everything they're going to do. You just got to stop it. And these guys, the big dogs, the stars, the superstars, and the megastars, they've been doing this long enough, especially against those teams, to be like, yo, just stop it. And you can't always stop it. They're going to score. So you got to score more than the other team. That's the name of the fucking game. I never really been of that mindset in this new era of basketball. And that's why you see so many motherfuckers playing defense, switching the pick, and it's positionless, the defense, because everybody could get a bucket now. Everybody's so athletic, everybody's so quick, so fast. I don't believe in that philosophy in this new era of basketball as much. I'm saying defense still counts. I'll still say that. But wins championships, we know what it is. It's scoring. You see what the Celtics did? They blew the doors off of the Mavs in that series. They scored threes, they scored in bunches, and they played defense. But defense wins championships. This is not the fucking Pistons that won those championships against the Lakers and shit. This is not the fucking Spurs that won those championships. This is not those days. It's not that era of basketball anymore. Defense still matters, but stop talking all that, the narrative, defense wins championships. No. Luka and LeBron going for 30 each, and then everybody else hitting their threes, 12 here, 10 there, 9 there, 13 there. That's what's going to win a fucking championship, or at least get you in a championship game. And to be honest with you, shoot, I could see a Lakers Celtics finals. Like I said previously before. And when the NBA, when shit's going downhill a little bit, looking a little shaky and everything like that. And also they want to bring tradition back, and the muscle memory of people's memories back, of the viewers that they're probably not getting, that are on the older side, or even the younger people who they always been Lakers fans, or they've been riding on the Lakers wave since Kobe, or because of Kobe, or because of LeBron. Bring them in the fold, get them in the finals. They're going to have all eyes on them and everything like that. And you still got a nice young core who just won their first championship with the Celtics. You bring eyes on that too, your ratings are going to be crazy this year. So Celtics, Lakers finals would be, I'm not going to lie, that would kind of be entertaining to watch now at this point with Luka involved. And I could see the Lakers probably pulling that one out. You know what I'm saying? So, but it'll still be interesting to see. Honestly, of course, as the fans, what we really want, like fans that want to watch certain players are all over, it would be fun to see like a OKC versus the Knicks, or OKC versus the Celtics in the finals. Or, if it got really, really fucking crazy, I don't know, fucking Houston or Memphis in the finals versus like the Cavs, or some shit like that. Or, who else in the East doing something? I don't know. In the East, to me, it's really just the Celtics, the Knicks. The Celtics, the Knicks, and the Cavs, you could say. And I'm not even going to lie, I can't even put the Cavs all the way there on top, because they didn't even beat the Celtics the other night. And they're saying that the Cavs have a chance to get to the chip as well, as far as on that side of things, right after this trade deadline. And I'll say this. The trade that they made, that was a sneaky big play, right? That could be a championship piece to maybe get them over the hump on defense and offense. That DeAndre Hunter trade, that was big. That was big right there because he's a bowler. He could play D, real tenacious, real aggressive and everything. I seen him, throughout the years just be one of them players that you like, shit, I don't fuck with this motherfucker because he always going to hit a mid-range. He going to play D, get on people's nerves. I seen him through those series against the Knicks. I seen him through those series against the other teams in the playoffs, and I kept seeing number 12 just be annoying as fuck on defense. And he'll make a cut to the hole, have a nice layup and one or a dunk or hit a mid-range in somebody's face or just come off a cut and hit a mid-range. And now he hitting threes and he's scoring and shit now. Now you get that. You trade out Karis LeVert and them other niggas and shit and Yang and all that. You got him off the bench now and you got defense off the bench and you still got your starting five, which is crazy. And he could score and play D. Yo, that's tough right there. So they might got a chance. That might be a sneaky championship piece to help them at least battle and make it tough for the Celtics. You know what I mean? So that's a sneaky big play there on that side. I mean, the Celtics though, shit. Like I said, the Celtics I think are still the top. They are strength in numbers. They are a full unit. They can get deep in their bench if they want to. Motherfuckers like Cole Hauser. I don't even know where the fuck that motherfucker played at and shit. But I know they got Peyton Pritchard. He can hit the three ball. He plays defense. He's active. You know what I'm saying? So you got it's a bunch of guys that I'm kind of never heard of. I'm familiar really only with Peyton Pritchard because I heard his name when he was in Oregon just a little bit, and last year. I think they got Horford coming off the bench now, right? You still got Porzingis in the mix. He gonna get shit rolling if he don't get hurt. Of course, you still got their two stars. Jaylen Brown is still getting busy. Jason Tatum is still doing crazy numbers. Derek White is still doing what he does on both ends, on defense and offense. He could be a point guard. He could hit a three. He could go mid-range. He could take it to the lane, get an N1. But he's definitely, one thing for sure, he's definitely going to play that defense. And then when Drew Holiday comes back, he's going to do all of that as well. And he's going to have the awareness at a vet level because of the experience to know the key plays that he has to make and have that key presence that's needed on the floor, getting annoying to the other team so that, it can get in their head and put them over the hump to get to another championship or possibly win another championship. So the Celtics, they're a real problem up there in the East. For me, it's still them as number one, even though people are trying to make that narrative be out there. Hey, the Cavs, the Cavs, they didn't even beat them one on, what I'm saying? When they went up against each other the other night, it looked good. They started off hot. They was battling back and forth. It looked like the Cavs might take it, but the Celtics show why they're the number one, the top dog in the coast. But now with this trade with DeAndre Hunter, we'll see. It might help them make it real difficult and real tough for the Celtics, but we're gonna see. As far as the other trades that went out, I guess a big trade. I mean, it is a big trade because of the name, but Jimmy Butler to the Warriors, they ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna do shit this year. The most it's gonna do is take them from where they're at right now, being a play-in seed or some shit like that, 11th or 10th seed, to maybe being the 7th or the 6th. And that's cool, that's fine and all, depending on who that 2 or 3 seed is by the time the season is over, because the Rockets is reeling right now. They on a 5-game losing streak, and I caught that game last night against the Wolves, and Ant-Man, it was going back and forth. It was a good game from start to finish, but Ant-Man came in the fourth quarter and said, I'm squashing all this shit, and hit like 4 threes. It seemed like back to back to back. You know what I mean? When they was it seemed like they was kind of locking them up at certain points. Obviously, they didn't lock them up all the way because the man dropped 40 again after a 49-point game. Finally, it's good to see Ant-Man. Not finally, but I'm saying it's good to see Ant-Man stay consistent and waking up and trying to really we got to turn shit up right now. You know what I'm saying? In emotion. But back to the Warriors, like I said, I don't think this Jimmy Butler trade does shit this year. The best maybe between the 8th and the 6th seed it gets them. Depending on who they play in the first round, they might get to the second, but they're going to get bumped in the second. But depending on who that seed is in the first round, or even if they got to do this whole playoff and play-in bullshit still at the end, which should still be bad, you're going to get bumped in the first round, bro. You're going to get bumped in the first round. You know what I mean? And shout out to them. They didn't decide to trade for someone like Vucevic and trade away like a Gary Payton, Buddy Hield, and a Kevon Looney, because now keeping those pieces, and a Gary Payton too, keeping those pieces is what's going to really help you compete and get, make it difficult against other teams in the playoffs if you make it in the play-in or in the playoffs with Jimmy at that. And if he stays healthy and energized and all that, and newly motivated. So it's kind of a good thing they didn't make that trade. I kind of thought even from the beginning of the season when I wasn't really paying attention, I felt like that was a really good trade that they should make this season. It would be a good fit because they need a big man. They need a big man that can stretch the floor. Also, Vooch can hit a nice deep mid-range, and he can hit a three-point shot every now and then. And he'll get in the paint a little bit sometimes and, throw some elbows and stuff. So that would have been nice for them, and I think he would have fit in with their style of play. But I think the Jimmy Butler trade to the Warriors, I think it's a little bit of a foreshadowing of, since they wasn't able to get the deal done with KD coming back to them. It's like, yo, we got a nigga that you want to play with this year. We get it. You want to finish out and seem like you're loyal and in for the good fight with the Phoenix. You have an option to be, I think, from what I heard, he has one more year left on his deal after the season. You have the option to sign back with them or be a free agent, I think. This shit right here is a little like, we see you seem like you trying to be a little loyal, but next year you're gonna come play with your boy Jimmy. You're gonna come play with your boy Steph. We know you love playing with Steph. And you know what? To sweeten the deal for you, better get this nigga Draymond up out of here, because he don't really do shit. And he, like, late in his career, what the fuck do you really do, bro? Besides fight, get suspended, and have 2 assists a game. Fucking triple single and shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, you not scoring. You don't score over 10 points. You fighting all the time, getting kicked out and all this other shit. Honestly, if I was a DM and I really want to compete for a championship still within the next 2 to 4 year, 2 to 3 year span, what Steph probably gonna be on his way out, I'll do what I gotta do. I'm getting that nigga out of there. You don't score no points. You score over 10 points. You don't got 10 rebounds and you don't got 10 assists. Because he'll get 10 assists here and there and have like 6 rebounds and no points. Or have like 6 points, 10 rebounds, and like 4 assists. Nah, not good enough, bro. Especially you're supposed to be a key pillar in this dynasty here. Go retire, get the fuck out of here, do what you want to do. You ain't going to piss off this nigga KD. We need to get this nigga in here because while everybody's on their way out, KD, Steph, even Jimmy, let's at least get this fucking chip right here. So that's what I think that might be about, a little foreshadowing. Crazy little thought, but it could be. Because they were saying that KD said, nah, fuck that. I don't want to go back to the Warriors. Then I see this new shit. It was like he spoke with Steph and he's like, it wouldn't seem right. He like where he at right now, and it wouldn't seem right to leave from the Suns, so it's not the right time to leave Phoenix. All that says to me a little bit low key is like, yo, I want to finish. Let me at least finish this season. I'll see how the shit play out. We probably ain't gonna make the championship with how shit looking right now, but shit, once this shit is over, let's see what's up. But get that nigga out of here. Get Draymond out of here. Or Joe Lacob out of here. What I think getting rid of Joe Lacob, or whoever he had beef with. But we know who mainly he had the beef with and shit. Because I heard there was a little bit of beef between him and Kerr also. But we know mainly who he had to beef with is Draymond. And some of the shit that he said to him, it's like, as a man, it's like, it may not be going back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, get that nigga up out of there. You already got Jimmy. I'll fuck with you, Steph. Let's get right. I'll put everything else to the side with everyone else. But get that nigga up out of there, because we're going to take this chip. And we're going to ride off to the sunset and the end of our career. You know what I'm saying? Multiple rings together, all that shit. You know? Because they're saying he spoke with Steph and he said it just didn't feel like the right time right now to have that trade. And he was like, fuck that, I'm not going back there. I like where I'm at with the Suns. But the nigga that fucked the shit up is Bill, because he said, I'm not waiving my no-trade clause. I'm here. Fuck that, I'm not doing that shit for this nigga. But to be honest, I think that it would have been kind of smart for Bill to be like, yo, fuck it. Just go to the Heat. Let Jimmy come here, let them do their thing. They probably gonna get bumped in the second round anyway. And then I'm gonna see about this rebuild with the Heat. And I got a mastermind and a GM, even though he an asshole sometimes to his players. But I could fuck around and get a championship in a year or two. And he's younger than KD. He's younger than KD and younger than Jimmy and younger than Steph. So your window's a little bit more open, more opportunity for a ring if you trust that process down there with the Heat and get you a ring. Because it ain't guaranteed that even if KD went to the Warriors, they're going to get a ring this year or even next year. You know what I'm saying? Injuries, niggas is older. They going into their 36, 37, 38 year. The ages, Jimmy gonna be 36. Injuries, man. It piles up. You know what I'm saying? So you still young enough where you go to the Heat where they have a strength in number units type of system. Also, you got Bam there, you got Hero, the nigga Khalil Weir getting better. You know what I'm saying? Got these different cats there, Jovic, I don't know. He doing numbers and shit. You be a part of that, play your role. They gonna find a role for you to be like a Ray Allen or some shit like that. Don't do too much and get you a ring within the next 2 to 4 years, possibly, or at least compete for one. And get there. You might not go with the Celtics. You might not go with the Knicks. You might not go with whoever the fuck in the East. But he didn't want to do that shit, so he fucked that whole shit up. And then the other thing that I seen also is that KD, they said, I don't know how much I believe this, but I'm not gonna front. I won't put it too far past them if it was true. They said that KD was open to a trade to the Heat. You know what I mean? So that shit would have been crazy too, because I don't even know who, you know, the Heat would have had to probably trade if they were gonna keep Jimmy. You know what I mean? They probably would have had to trade Hero, but they were so done with Jimmy, so basically would just been a KD for Jimmy trade. And now KD at the Heat, and he, you know, he has high basketball IQ and everything like that. He gonna be like, yo, this nigga Pat Riley probably gonna put me on game, and I'ma trust him to do what he do to put me in the position I need to be to have a chance to win a ring before I'm up out of here. Cause imagine KD playing with Bam and Hero, and then them other young players, you know, minus Jaquez, because I'm sure he would have been part of the deal as well, would have had to be. But whoever else they get, they sign good defensive players, some 3-and-D guys from wherever the fuck in the league already, you know, you got a chance. Then if you want to play 2 or 3 more years to at least compete to get one from the East. You know what I mean? So if that was true, that would have been pretty fucking interesting. You know? Other trades and everything like that I felt like happened but weren't really big movements. I mean, Marvin Bagley, what the fuck? Like, he's still around, okay. Marvin Bagley to the Grizzlies for Marcus Smart. Come on now, like, the fuck are we doing? But I get it, you know. I guess the Grizz want to add more size than they already got mad size. You're gonna add more size now, okay? Just playing some defense in the playoffs. I get it, you know. That's what's up. Marcus Smart was hurt, wasn't really playing, so I get that too. You know, it's fucked up. You gonna ship him to the Wizards? Come on, son. Not a dude like him, but you know, hopefully, and I assume he's going to be in a position to get a buyout, get him the fuck up out of there. And go back to Boston, yo. Go back to Boston, or if you're not fucking with them or you're not able to get in when you fit in there, definitely get your ass on another championship team somewhere, either coast. You got to do it, man, because I don't want to see you with the Wizards out there with Chris Middleton and Jared Poole goofing off and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, find a way to get a fucking buyout, man, and get up out of there and get your ass on a contender, because you just love the energy that he brings to the game as the role player that he is, and he has the mindset, which is really important with these players in any sport. He has the mindset of, I got to get it. I got to get this championship. I got to compete. We got to win. And he want his dogs to do it with him. And he going to make sure he holding them accountable and himself accountable to do that. So, got to get him up out of there from the Wizards. Other trades, you know, I seen them, you know, the Clippers, they made a couple of their little moves, getting Eubanks and shit like that, and getting rid of Porter, who went to the Bucks. Sneaky good move. Bucks made a couple sneaky good little moves and shit. But that really ain't gonna do shit. You know, the Clippers ain't really gonna do shit unless I see Kawhi actually play a full fucking game and start going crazy, and James Harden don't do the. I saw the Clippers game the other night versus the Lakers. I'm like, yo, how was James Harden in the fucking All-Star game over Jalen Green? How the fuck? How? And Kawhi was aight. He still put up some points and shit. I feel like there was only one person that was really doing shit for them. I feel like it was like Zubas and Powell. Yeah, Powell was going off all night, but of course he can't do it all by himself because it took too long for Leonard for Kawhi to get warm. James Harden was doing some bullshit, and it was just basically a little bit of Zubas, but mostly Powell, who he put on a performance that made me really like, yeah, how the fuck is this nigga not an all-star? I don't care if it's not a familiar name, and he been in the league 10 years, basically as a sixth man or whatever, but he only one doing shit here against the Lakers while they getting blown out and LeBron going crazy. But they ain't really do shit for real. The Suns, Nick Richards, nice piece, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't really doing shit for real. They got rid of Nurkic, shipped his ass to Charlotte. That was fucked up too, and hopefully he gets a buyout situation where he goes somewhere to do something. I don't know, but some teams can use a big man, utilize some of his skills. Maybe he needs to change his game up a little bit, add a 3-ball to his game or some shit like that. But yeah, the Suns didn't really do shit. Knicks, they didn't. The Knicks ain't do shit at all for real. They got Daylon Wright. Okay, a big guard, cool. Need that. It's good to definitely play defense on the perimeter. They probably should have went for a big man somewhere. They could have poached from somewhere, but they didn't do shit. You gonna have Mitchell Robinson coming back, cool, but off an injury, he'll probably get fucking hurt again or some shit like that. Sprain his ankle or his toe or sprained hand or some shit. And God forbid, we don't want no injuries on no athletes. We don't want that at all. It's just that we've seen that story the past few seasons already. And he doesn't score. Yeah, he plays defense, but he gets fouls also. He gets some rebounds, but he doesn't score. You know what I mean? But he'll play some defense. He'll get some blocks in there, some steals, some rebounds. But you need that other element still outside of Cat at a big man position that's going to also bring some points to the table. That's how you're going to beat the Celtics. That's how you're going to beat the Cavs. You know what I mean? And that's how you're going to beat the other teams that you're supposed to beat instead of losing to fucking Indiana in the second round. You know, Milwaukee, they made some nice little moves. They got the Kuzma trade and shit. I think that's gonna be sneaky good. You know, if his mindset is right and together, and he wants to really contribute and produce. And they also got who else they got? Someone else that Milwaukee got that was Porter from the Clippers. He could be a nice little role player piece also. He's aggressive, active when you see him play a little bit and stuff. So that could be nice for them too. Cause they're number 4. Yeah, I was forgetting. I said only the Knicks, Cavs, and Celtics. Now the Milwaukee's in the mix. I forgot they're back up at number 4. They're not losing like that no more. And you still can't go against a former MVP and a former champion in Giannis. And then Dame is still a fucking killer too. And then now they got some more reinforcements. Got Middleton up out of there. You got, Kuzma, who's still young in his game. He'll contribute a little bit if he stays consistent and comes with the right mindset. So you got that shit going on. OKC, they got some size. Chet's coming back. They got Daniel Tice. That's about it. Chet's coming back, though. But you ain't too worried about them. The Kings, shit. Kings, man, they got Valanciunas. Now, that was the big man that I think every team, both coasts, should have been going for to try and poach him from the Wizards. The Knicks definitely probably should have made a swing at that. The Lakers, too. I thought that's what I was like, the Lakers getting Valanciunas, man. They're going to try and poach that shit if they can, however the business or whatever contract, all that bullshit works out. They still got a nice little piece, but Valanciunas would have super put them over the top because you need someone who's going to defend Jokic, give him a hard time, body him up a little bit. The Knicks, they needed depth at a big man position that could play defense and be a body and shit. Who else? I would say any team on both sides. The Rockets. Actually, no, they got Steven Adams. I'm tripping. But shit, the Sacramento Kings came in and poached them, and they're looking like. Listen, I don't know what place they're in right now. I think they're in the bottom 7, 8, 9, 10. But they got some ballers on their squad still. Now you put Valanciunas to slot him in at the 5, Sabonis at the 4, where he could pass, shoot, or step out and shoot a 3, pick and roll with Levine, if you put him at point, and then let what's the name, the Rosen do his thing off of swinging around on a cut or mid range, or this, however you want to do it, and you still got Monk coming off the bench. Come on, man. Hey, I'm not saying they going deep into the playoffs and nothing like that, but definitely gonna be interesting to watch and should be competitive. You know what I mean? Because they made some little moves. The Bulls, they ain't do shit. They just got Herter now, Zach Collins, whatever the fuck they think they doing. They didn't trade Patrick Williams. They didn't trade Vooch. They didn't trade Kobe White. They didn't trade Lonzo. I heard he got an extension. So it looks like they may be trying to build something with them there or something like that for next year. But I still see a trade for Vooch or Patrick Williams coming. You know what I mean? And it looks like they want to stick with the young boy Kobe White. He's got some game. He's nice. Okay, stick with him. Or let him get his value up and see what you can flip for him next year, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they plan is, but whatever. Toronto, I mean, shit. They ain't going to do shit this year, but they talk about they want to build around Scotty Barnes. You got Davion Mitchell. Actually, Davion Mitchell was... Yeah, no, he was there, but he got traded somewhere else to a team where he's going to contribute. Got to double check on that. But I know for the most part, the big trade, the kind of biggest trades they got, Wiseman they got, but he ain't doing shit for real. And then they got B.I., Brandon Ingram in Toronto now. I guess let him kind of, you know what I'm saying, get his wave back up out there next year, some shit with Scotty Barnes. We'll see how that, and R.J. Barrett. Because, you know, with New Orleans, it wasn't looking good. I think he's still a good NBA player, a good player that can contribute some numbers. And I guess Toronto, you're going to have to see what's up. You know what I'm saying? And also the Kings got LaRavia from Memphis. So you could see him probably in the future be a role player off the bench. I've seen a couple games. He came off the bench for Memphis. Hit a three, play a little bit of D, little active, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he develops his game more into a 3 and D guy, one of them role players that hit them 3, 4 in the dude, that the Kings got a history again, that just want to come off the bench, hit some threes, do a little this, a little that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's really about it. Some of these moves really ain't shit like that for real, you know, to me. Some of them are sneaky good. We'll see. You know, role player moves. You need that presence. Those kind of players as the season marches on, and it's gonna get into the postseason. See how the seeds match up and the matchups and everything like that. I just be wondering, like, yo, what the fuck? What is the East doing? Like, what are they really trying to do to knock off the Celtics? And who in the West probably should have made a move or two or more. And I'm going to start with, of course, the Pelicans. They should have got Zion out of there for their future, get something. And for Zion, why the fuck no one else in the West made a move for him at least, or at least in the East? Like, what the fuck? Like, now we got to watch Zion on a bad team again if he does start playing at some point and be like, what the fuck is this shit? I feel like the T-Wolves probably should have made a move or two. I don't know what move they could have made, but he could have probably got another type role player. Their roster is kind of complete, but another player, you know what I'm saying, hit them threes or, you know, do something else. But they probably didn't need to make a big move like that to really put themselves over. I was thinking the Lakers at first, but they did make that move for Mark Williams, even though I don't know too much about him. The Grizzlies, I think, should have made another move or a better move, you know, for the type of player they felt like they needed at that position. Or maybe even if you're going to get Marcus Smart out there, replace him with another type of player that could add a little more to me. But they seem a little bit complete. Still got Kennard who could hit the three there. Who else? The Rockets, I don't think really needed to make a move. They're top seed there. Maybe on the East, Orlando should have tried to do fucking something. You know what I mean? Orlando probably could have tried to make a move on that end. Maybe Indiana could have made a move for something, see if they could make something shake. I see Detroit did make a move. They got Schroeder. I guess we'll see how that pans out and everything, as Detroit has kind of been heating up a little bit. Cade Cunningham's been on fire. and it looks like you may see them in the playoffs in the postseason. But they probably should have made a move or two just to get a little bit more, competitive and have niggas really kind of on their toes. Like, oh shit, who we gotta look out for? Detroit. You might get bumped in the first by them if we fuck around and not tighten up. So those are the teams I kind of felt like should have made a move, and I kind of feel someone I feel bad for right now, motherfucking Trae Young, man. It's just like, what the fuck? Where is he going? Like, where's he gonna go? And at this point now, a crazy little idea I got for next season or in the future to come, I could see that motherfucker at this point going back to where it started as far as on the draft board. Yo, KYRIE's really good off the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's a combo guard, better as a two. You got Anthony Davis who's going to catch some lobs up there. Trae Young is a person that likes to distribute the ball and is going to score also. Kind of a hometown kid in that area. Get his ass to fucking Dallas, man. You know what I'm saying? Or if it happens in a way where, let's say the Lakers don't go to the finals or don't win the finals this year, especially if they don't even go this year, the Lakers being on some crazy shit like they always do, because that's their brand. Fuck it, let's get KYRIE, make it a whole 3-team trade, some shit like that. Had him, swap him in, get Young in the Dallas, KYRIE in LA, and all that crazy shit or whatever. But that's just a crazy ass wild thought right there. But Trae Young, man, we gotta get him out of there, man. Gotta get Trae Young out of jail and get Zion out of jail. Get Trae Young to Dallas, if not Dallas. Shit, another one is probably crazy and weird. Man, get his ass to Orlando. Play with Paolo, the Wagner brothers. If they're not part of the deal, whatever, which they shouldn't. Trade all those other guys they got around there, Suggs, whatever, Cole Anthony, whatever, Black, whoever they got there. Get Trae Young in there so he could probably get Orlando a little popping and shit. Have a little thing going on there. Zion, I don't fucking know where he's gonna go at this point because he hasn't been broken out of jail yet. So now I got all kind of crazy ideas for him for next season, for who he could get traded to, especially after the season. And some of these teams that are below the 5th seed or the 5th seed and below, and they don't quite make it how they supposed to, or they was there last year, whatever. Them motherfuckers gonna have to make a move for him. I want to hear some crazy shit, but I'll probably get to that later on in the year and in the off season and shit, where he could probably go. What would be fun? What would sound fun for him as landing spots to get traded to next year and everything like that. But for right now, it's gonna wrap it up for me for Volume 27, Episode 27. Welcome to the franchise. Again, to the NBA trade deadline aftermath. It's gonna be a fun-filled sports weekend with basketball, college basketball, of course. All the other basketball going on. I think you got some women's stuff going on there, but we all know what we're really waiting for. We got an eye on the big fucking game, the NFL Super Bowl. This shit gonna be crazy. Gonna tap back in with another video about what we think, how it's gonna go down. Other than that, y'all have fun this weekend and y'all be easy.